Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog fantasy pick and plays for Thursday, March 27th, 2025. Sorry, I'm too excited to talk. It's MLB opening day. We got the Sweet 16. We got NBA. We got NHL. We got tennis. We got everything. This is going to be one of the best days ever. I know everyone gets excited about the sports betting equinox in the fall when all the pro sports are going on simultaneously. This day is better for my money. It just early season NBA, NHL doesn't really move the needle that much, but this part of the year, it's awesome in all the sports. I call this the sports betting, what's it called? Lunar eclipse. That's what we'll call it. Sports betting lunar eclipse. So today we're going to have baseball plays. We're going to have entries for college hoops, entries for NBA, entries for the NHL, entries for tennis, a lotto entry, and the Dong Squad is back. The home run flex entry is back in business. If you are new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up the promo code DailyDog. That's DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or in the Underdog Fantasy app for a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you get $1,000 extra for free to play with. Deposit $100, you get $50 for free, et cetera, et cetera. However much you want to deposit, you get 50% extra with promo code DailyDog. Good time to get into that as MLB gets underway because MLB is a big part of this show. We've been going for months without it, but we are back. Let's start out with an MLB entry number 1. Rafael Devers higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for the Red Sox. Yes, he made news when he's like, I played third base, but Bregman came in. Bregman's definitely going to be playing third base for the Red Sox. Nathan Eovaldi, the former Red Sox, pitching for the Rangers. I think Devers is going to have higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs here. Next up, we're going to pair him with James Wood of the old Washington Nationals, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs against the Phillies. He's done okay against Wheeler in a short-term spots. But hey, by the way, got to shout out batters-box.com. I use that for a lot of my MLB research. I also use the matchup histories on Swish Analytics. I use RotoWire lineups. I use a bunch of sites. So if you need any intro information about where I get my information for batting for MLB picks, please just send me a DM on Twitter at Britton Hess, and I will tell you all of the sites I use. But batters box is key. Now, back to that entry. It is Rafael Devers higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. James Wood Jr. higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. 3.36x multiplier. MLB entry number 2, Gabriel Moreno higher than 1.5 total bases against the Cubs and Justin Steele. Honestly, when you look at it, it is kind of it's kind of amazing when you look at the history of Gabriel Moreno versus Justin Steele. It's not exactly like the giant, the hugest, sample size, only 8 at-bats, 8 plate appearances, but he got 7 hits in 8 plate appearances. So obviously he's pretty comfortable in this matchup. Give me higher than 1.5 total bases for Gabriel Moreno here. And then I'm going to pair that with Ke'Bryan Hayes, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs versus Sandy Alcantara. I know Alcantara is a dominant pitcher, but he's obviously coming off of a long injury layoff. Also, Ke'Bryan Hayes, down year last year. Hopefully he can improve here. But I just think that, one, I don't know how long Alcantara is going to go in this game. And I know that getting an opportunity to face off against the bullpen of the Marlins is beautiful. So give me Ke'Bryan Hayes higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, plus Gabriel Moreno higher than 1.5 total bases, 3.74x. College hoops entry from Monday was Cliff Omoruyi higher than 7.5 rebounds, Walter Clayton higher than 19.5 points. These odds have shifted a little bit. We locked it in at 3.18. Anything above like 3.7 on those or 2.7 is pretty good. College basketball number 2 from Tuesday was Cooper Flagg higher than 19.5 points. It got bounced up to 20.5, and then JT Toppin higher than 19.5 points for Texas Tech. That was 2.79x. Again, the Flagg number got bounced up though for a 3x multiplier. College basketball number 3 from yesterday, Julian Reese, the senior leader for the Maryland Terrapins, higher than 12.5 points. And then Con Newpol of Duke, lower than 15.5 points. He just hasn't been scoring like that in March Madness. Julian Reese, senior leader, has been scoring like that, though. So Reese higher than 12.5 points, Newpol lower than 15.5 points. That was a 3x multiplier. New entry for today. I finally bit the bullet, got on Mark Sears, higher than 21.5 points for Bama. This dude can score. I feel like we're going to have 1 billion points in this BYU-Bama game. And then on a pair with Derek Queen, higher than 16.5 points. Just a unique matchup. I think Florida is going to win this game, but I think Derek Queen is going to have his say on the the spread, and I think he's going to get his stats. So higher than 16.5 points for Derek Queen, higher than 21.5 points for Mark Sears, 3x multiplier. Okay, let's get into NBA entries for today. Karis LeVert, higher than 1.5 3-pointers made for the Hawks. Last time we saw him, he was not shooting well. I think that he's going to recover here. I think that he is going to get 2 or more 3-pointers against the Heat. Give me Karis LeVert, higher than 1.5 3-pointers. And then LeBron James, higher than 24.5 points. He has that game winner yesterday. He had a very slow start to the game scoring-wise, but he ended up hitting the game winner. So in the end, he should have some positive momentum off of that. And again, I think that in this matchup against the Bulls, there's going to be plenty of points. So give me LeBron James higher than 24.5 points in this revenge spot from when the Bulls won in LA not long ago. 3.21x multiplier. NBA entry number 2, Jarrett Allen higher than 10.5 boards. Evan Mobley not playing in this game. More space, more area, or more space, more opportunities for Jarrett Allen to get boards. He doesn't have, a guy as dominant as Evan Mobley, who, he can get some boards there. Jarrett Allen's got to be the lead rebounder. So give me Jarrett Allen higher than 10.5 rebounds. And then Domantas Sabonis higher than 16.5 points against the Blazers. I think that Sabonis is all the way back. I think that his number is still too low. I think he's going to be pushing 20 points here. So give me Domantas Sabonis higher than 16.5 points. That is a 3x multiplier. Okay, let's get into NHL entry number 1. Rasmus Dahlin higher than 0.5 points against the Penguins. Penguins allow goals at will. I think there's a great shot that Dahlin is going to be able to get it done here and get a point, a goal, or an assist in this game against the lowly Pens, who allow 4+ goals a game, it feels like. And then pairing that with Nick Suzuki higher than 0.5 points. 5-game point streak for Nick Suzuki in the Canadiens. Suzuki is he's the leading point getter for the Canadiens. And 2, they're playing against the Flyers. The Flyers are not exactly a team that I think is defensively all that sound. Give me half a point or more for Nick Suzuki. That is a 2x multiplier. Pretty conservative. I'm being pretty conservative on both these NHL entries today, by the way. It's about wins. It's not about always having the longest payout. But hey, if you want those, stick around to the end for the Lotto entry and the Dong Squad. Okay, let's continue with NHL. Another fairly conservative NHL entry here. We're going to go with Zach Hyman higher than 2.5 shots. He has been shooting a ton when without Draisaitl, without McDavid for the Oilers here. So higher than 2.5 shots. And then Robert Thomas, another guy who's been a point machine lately for the Blues. Blues have on fire. Robert Thomas has been on fire. Give me Robert Thomas higher than 0.5 points. Zach Hyman higher than 2.5 shots. 2.08x multiplier, another conservative NHL one. Let's get into the tennis world. Taylor Fritz higher than 23.5 games played against Matteo Berrettini. Tie breaks are going to be available in this one. I mean, that goes without saying with these two guys. Potential 3 sets, but honestly, I think 2 sets we're going to get 24 or more games. So higher than 23.5 games played for Taylor Fritz. And then Jess Pegula, higher than 20 games played against Alexander Yala. I mean, I want to say Yala is going to get crushed here by Jess, but I don't know. Yala's played so good. She just took out Iga Swiatek yesterday, and it wasn't an accident. She dominated that match. So give me higher than 20.0 games played for Jess Pegula. Tennis entry number 2. Arina Sabalenka, lower than 19.5 games played against Jasmine Paolini. Just a terrible matchup for Paolini. She's going to get hit off the court. And then Novak Djokovic higher than 22 or lower. Novak Djokovic lower than 22 games played against Sebastian Korda. I just don't think Korda is all that strong in this spot. Give me Novak lower than 22.0 games played. 3x multiplier on that one. We're still sweating out Djokovic lower than 0.5 sets loss from yesterday as well. Okay, Lotto entry number 1. LeBron James, higher than 0.5 double-doubles. He did it yesterday. He'll do it again here. Either assists or rebounds. I'm not sure which one, but I know that there's going to be a lot of pace in this game against the Bulls. I think he's going to score well, obviously. And then I think that, again, he's going to be able to rack up boards and or assists here. So LeBron James, higher than 0.5 double-doubles. Then we're going another Oiler, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Higher than 2.5 shots. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you're getting a big multiplier on this for some reason. He's been shooting a ton lately. I know that the Kraken potentially could be a quote unquote tough, like a tough team to get shots up on. But by the end of the day, I think Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is going to get puck on net. So higher than 2.5 shots there. Tage Thompson of the Sabres, higher than 0.5 goals against the Penguins. And then Luis Severino and Logan Gilbert, higher than 0.5 first inning runs allowed in MLB. I think that's a good value one. I think that those guys can give up the long ball. More on that later. This is a 19.43x multiplier, but I do recommend flexing it. We hit a flex yesterday on one of our lottos. It's a good way to make sure that you're preserving that bankroll when you take these long shots. So if you flex this, 11.66x multiplier, 2.6x flex. Dong Squad is back. We're back with the Dong Squad. We're going to Shea Langoliers higher than 0.5 home runs. He's had good success hitting home runs against Logan Gilbert in the past. He's hit 2 in the past. It's only 2 hits have been home runs in this matchup. So if he gets a hit, I think it's going long. Give me Shea Langoliers here. That dude only is there to hit the dong. Then we're going to go with Adley Rutschman higher than 0.5 home runs. Adley Rutschman, another guy, pretty solid matchup against Jose Barrios. He's got 13 hits on 22 at-bats in this matchup, 2 home runs. I think that he is going to take care of business against Barrios and hit a home run. Last member of the Dong Squad, Cal Raleigh, higher than 0.5 home runs. For the Mariners, come on, Cal Raleigh, all he wants to do is hit homers, that big switch hitter. Again, I think that he's in a good matchup here against Luis Severino. I believe he's hit some home runs off him in the past, and I am going to ride that wave with the Cal Raleigh, the man who only wants to go yard. He only has 1 home run in 2 at-bats against Severino. So take that for what it is worth. The 100.88x if you play it straight. If you flex it, 50.44x or 10.19x if it goes 2 out of 3. All right, that's all I got for you today. Huge day. Thank you for listening. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.